Hi everybody, Jen here with another Halloween layout. This is actually using my stash. It is from the Simple Stories Frankie and Friends collection. I actually cut down the 6x12 element sheet and used half of it on this layout, and then you cut down another 6x12, the black and white diagonal stripes. I'm using photos from it's actually the fall of 2012. Every year I go to what's called the Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular, held at our local zoo, and it's all kinds of carved pumpkins, and they, in addition to carving them, they just kind of etch in them and draw on them, and when lit up, it creates beautiful scenes. It runs from the beginning of October through the end of October every year, and I have gone every year, but I cannot find photos from last year. I don't know if I even took photos, but these were from 2012, and I just sent off my batch for 2013 to be printed yesterday, so I should have those soon. I am matting them on this purple and black polka dotted paper, again from Simple Stories, and I cut them down. One is a 4x6, and then the other two are 4x4s. I cut them down. So I am going to, there's no photos of people. I just want to kind of talk about the event and how every year I go and what it is and where it's from, and not where it's from, but like who does it and all of that. So it's quite a fun event. It's very, very popular, and you can sometimes end up waiting several hours to get in to see it. So I tend to go very late at night when all the families have gone home, and you walk right through and it's not all that crowded. So I'm going to have to stop my voiceover recording every couple of minutes, every 30 seconds to 45 seconds here, because my iMovie keeps crashing and I cannot figure out why. This is about the 5th or 6th time that I have started to record this section of the voiceover alone. Anyway, I'm going through my element sticker sheet here and going to pull out a title, and I'm going to use the title Pumpkin, and then I'm going to pull off one of the element stickers that says Spooktacular and use that as my title, so it will be shorter than the actual title of Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular, but it will do. So I'm gluing down my photos here, and then you will see me put my title down, and then once I put my title down, I will, I'm actually going to take that little arrow that's up in the left-hand corner there, and I'm going to use my X-Acto knife and start cutting out the actual arrow part, excuse my head here, so that it will be able to layer over the picture and make it more of an interactive element. So I've cut that out, and you're going to see me put it here right next to the title, the Pumpkin Spectacular. It fits perfectly in that little space next to the pumpkin, and it will overlap and point to the quote that is actually engraved on that pumpkin. I'm now going to do the exact same thing with this pumpkin die cut, or this pumpkin card. I'm going to trace around the actual right side of that pumpkin, and I'm going to put that at the top here of my photo on kind of an angle. I'm going to use that left-hand side of the 6x12 sheet with the ledger. I'm going to actually do a whole bunch of journaling on that. And I will actually do it on camera, which is unusual for me. I usually save all my journaling to the end, but I, for some reason, wanted to do the journaling on camera, so I did. I am using some Scotch Pop, the foam adhesive, and it's to pop up this little banner that says, "You are Spooktacular." I'm using a play on the Pumpkin Spectacular for all of these little elements that I pull off the sticker sheet. They just work so perfectly with these pictures. I am using these little dressed up stickers. They're Frankenstein, the ghost, and this witch, and I'm going to line them up here. You'll see above where I just oh, actually, no, I line them up at the bottom. I thought I lined them up at the top. But this is the second time I am using these little cutouts. I actually have 2 sets of the element stickers, and this will go in a totally separate album. So it's not like you'll see that I'm repeating the two, repeating the little dress-up figures. I don't scrap chronologically, but I do, all my albums are chronological. So I have layouts next to layouts, ones that are very, very old next to ones that are brand new. And it doesn't bother me that way. I don't tend to scrap chronologically, or, I would get so bored doing that. Instead, what I do is I scrap whatever pictures I want to scrap at whatever time I feel like scrapping. I tend to, around holidays, want to scrap themey, even though I don't do a ton of themed photos or themed pages. I do a couple every year for Christmas as well as Halloween and sometimes the 4th of July, but those are essentially the quote-unquote themed pages I will do. And I don't, like I said, I don't scrap chronologically. I will just put them back in my old books. So these are photos from 2012, so I'll put them back in my 2012 books next to the appropriate pages. So I'm sorry I'm boring you here writing up my journaling. I had quite a lot to say on this, and I wanted to capture exactly what the Jack-o'-lantern Spooktacular is and what it really means to me. I absolutely love going every year, and I make it a point every single year to go the week or week and a half before Halloween. It really allows to get into that Halloween spirit, and I enjoy it every year. I feel like I enjoy it more and more every year I do go. And this was my 4th or 5th year going, and it's still just as magical for me as it was that first year. And every year they do a theme for the pumpkins. This year was A to Z. So they started at A, which was, they did Alice in Wonderland. They went all the way through with all these different pumpkins that had different letters. With C was Christmas, and they did this giant gingerbread scene. It was really cool. Then they did like dragons for D, and they just went all the way through. They had a whole section on queens. All the way through Z, which I don't remember. Oh, Z was zoo. So they had all these zoo animals. It was really neat. I enjoyed it. The Christmas was my favorite because they did this giant Nightmare Before Christmas. So that was really cool. So I'm just popping up a couple more element stickers. I think they say scary and happy Halloween and little pumpkins, and putting them in this empty space above my journaling. And that will finish out my layout. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.